Hi everybody, it's Meg from WalkingMoose.com, and I wanted to do a video to accompany the podcast that I'm working on, 3 authors for summer of 2021. So we're going to start with, I just want to give you an overview of some of the books that I have from the particular authors that we were talking about. So the first one is, I got this a while back. This is 3, and they're not annotated, they're full-length novels of Mary Stuart. So here we've got Madam Will You Talk, which was her first one, 1955. And then we've got 9 Coaches Waiting, one of my personal favorites, and My Brother Michael, who I think I liked better than the other 2. Either way, excellent. But it's big one, used bookstore. I'm all about the independent used bookstore, and we need to support these people. So this is where you find this kind of stuff. Okay, so here's Mary Stuart. I have some more, but I didn't get them all out. Okay, so now we've got, isn't this a beautiful copy of The Gabriel Hounds? I don't know if it's showing up because I'm not really good at this whole video thing, so it may be backwards. I don't know if you could see this backwards or not. If it's not backwards, it's The Gabriel Hounds by Mary Stuart. If it is backwards, it's The Gabriel Hounds by Mary Stuart. Same thing. Here's Mary. There she is. Hi, Mary. And Bob wants to be part of this too. So we're all learning. We're all learning. Okay, so that's the Mary Stuart collection that I've got for you here. Now, what about Barbara Michaels? Well, remember from the podcast that she writes under, actually, both were pseudonyms. Her name is Barbara Mertz, M-E-R-T-Z. Rather unfortunate name, Mrs. Mertz. All I can think of is Ethel Mertz. So she decided that wasn't the best way to go. So she writes under Barbara Michaels and Elizabeth Peters. So again, Barbara Michaels, Elizabeth Peters, they're the same people. But you're going to get much more of the Gothic supernatural stuff with the Barbara Michaels, and you're going to get much more of the historical mystery with the Elizabeth Peters. So got those 2. So what else do I have? So Elizabeth Peters, historical fiction. Think about that. Elizabeth Peters, historical fiction. Uh-oh. Barbara Michaels, Gothic romance right there. See how like even the colors are a little bit different? Let's get up this one. So you can kind of get a feel for the book here. But I love the cover art on both of these. Cover art is great on both of these. So now John Dickson Carr. Now, if you remember from the podcast, I said that John Dickson Carr was my all-time, he was my first love, really. And he really got me into trolling the used bookstores. So let me show you some of my treasures that I have trolled used bookstores for. So here's John Dickson Carr. This is Gideon Fell. This is my all-time favorite detective. And if you'll remember from the podcast, he had all sorts. He has a different detective, Henri Bellecon and Gideon Fell, and Sir Henry Merivale is another one. But this is Gideon Fell. Notice his signature weight and his hat. It's in every novel with Gideon Fell. So this is great. So I got that one. Deadly Hall is a standalone, does not have any detectives in it. Well, there's a young man who acts in the role of the detective, but he doesn't have any of the recurring characters in this one. Same for The Crooked Hinge. Perfect. This was one that I really loved. I picked this one up, and it's got a lot of short stories, reinterpretations, not reinterpretations, but fan fiction of Sherlock Holmes before we even knew what fan fiction was. John Dickson Carr right there. Curse of the Bronze Lamp, standalone. Waxworks, is this Waxwork? Yeah, Corpse in the Waxworks. Death Watch. The Blind Barber. Aren't these some great titles? The Man Who Could Not Shudder. This is one of my favorites right here. Man Who Could Not Shudder. I've got 2 copies of Death Watch for some reason. I think maybe I just liked the cover on this one a little bit better than this one, so I got that. Let's see. This one, the cover is not But sometimes you have to do that. The cover is not excellent on this, but it is The Witch of Low Tide. And you know, it's The Witch of Low Tide, so you got to get it. Got to get it for the collection. I think this probably cost me $0.25. Below Suspicion. It's one of his later ones. I'm not crazy about it. I've read it. I'm not crazy about it. Arabian Nights Murder. That's some good cover art. I love that cover art. The Sleeping Sphinx. Now, this is an example of this. The Sleeping Sphinx was actually written, let's see if I can get a copyright date here, in 1947. And then they reprinted it in 1985. And in 1985, this was happening. This was the 1985 cover. So it was a little more, I got that because not only did I want the book, but I thought it would be interesting to have more updated cover. And then The 9 Wrong Answers, which is a wonderful classic. And this one's got that sort of film noir feel to it. But they're all wonderful. I have bookshelves full of even some more stuff. Some John Dickinson Carr, some more. I can't lay my hands on Mary Stuart for some reason tonight. Decisions were made. I had to make this video rather quickly. Again, I'm learning, so hopefully it was okay with you, and I will put out some more as soon as possible. But in our next episode, we're going to talk just on John Dickinson Carr. Look at all these. We're going to talk about all these. And I have more. Get excited. Excited? I'm excited. All right. Check you later. See you next time. Thank you.